Welcome back to Mets Nets Jets D podcast, coming to you Friday, December 6th. Um, this is the Week 14 breakdown of Draftkings picks and stacks, mostly stacks. That's what we usually stick to, because you want to get all the points in that particular game, and you're going to set yourself up perfectly if you get the right game. This week is very, very tough. There's a lot of it's very choosy, if I would like to say, in this slate. We got Kansas City versus New England, tough game to call. We got Lamar and Buffalo with the dealing with the win, but that doesn't really matter for him. Um, Cleveland has a good matchup against Cincinnati. Green Bay, an easy matchup against Washington. Houston, surprisingly, Denver's defense has been giving it up to quarterbacks. Um, Minnesota against a run funnel. This game, this Superdome game, New Orleans, San Francisco. Oh man, this is great. I haven't seen. We'll get to that in a minute, but we'll keep going on. The Jets versus the Dolphins, which can be a shootout with both defenses suck. Um, and then Indianapolis against Tampa Bay. That's a pass funnel offense. Chargers against Jacksonville. That was Arizona, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was a solid defense. That KC New England game, and then to finish it off, Tennessee against Oakland, a pass funnel offense. But I don't know if you want to trust Tannehill. So I guess we're just instead of just going. All right, we're gonna start with games. All right. In this Carolina Atlanta game, not really messing with the quarterbacks. I do like McCaffrey. I do like DJ Moore, but his price is too high. Not too high. It's finally reached what he's been doing production wise. Pretty much, if you look at his game log, targets. Look at the targets 10, 11, 15, 9, 12. He's finally getting these TDs because he was definitely putting up the receptions and yards, getting the TDs to match his receptions and yards. And this man is a number one wide receiver. Currently, Hooper and Julio Jones are practicing. If Julio Jones plays, then I love Calvin Ridley. James Bradbury is a solid enough quarterback to hold down Julio Jones enough. He did it against Michael Thomas. Give me Calvin Ridley against the Carolina Panthers. As you can see, Week 11 against Carolina, they destroyed the Panthers. I feel like the Panthers will bounce back, but we'll see. But he, like I said, 31.3, 8 receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. Man went bananas. That's all that I like in that game, really, pretty much. Freeman, if you want to, he's 5,400, is going up against a bad run defense. It's tough to call because he hasn't done pretty much anything all year besides that Arizona game. And if he is getting 15 plus touches, rushes against this bad run defense, it has potential of going off. There's so many plays this week. You're gonna have to use an optimizer unless you just feel 100% about certain plays because you can go anywhere. There's no set like easy game to stack. Next game, well, we can go Buffalo, Baltimore, just play Lamar pretty much. We're skipping that. Go Cleveland to the Bengals. Cleveland's home. I am a little concerned about Baker Mayfield's injury with his was a thumb or whatever, but it's the Bengals. They suck. That game against the Jets was an anomaly. We suck, but I think they bounce back. They have the weapons to do that. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, both of those guys. Well, Landry in particular, getting a ton of targets. 10, 7, 13, 11. He has the potential to put up monster numbers, especially like he did against Miami, 10 for 148 and 2 TDs. If you're bringing it back, I'm bringing it back with Tyler Boyd. And then also, Cincinnati has one of the worst run defenses, and then Nick Chubb is in a great spot to bounce back. He's been, up and down. He's getting the carries and getting the yards. Is the game, are they up? It depends. It's game variance. If they're down, then Kareem Hunt's going to be more utilized in that passing game. But he's getting both work. He's getting rushing and carries, okay? and receptions. Nick Chubb is a good play at 8,000. I see a bounce back from him, and if I want to bring it back, I'm bringing it back with Tyler Boyd. But the Cleveland Browns should win this game. Next game we're gonna go to, yes, this Washington and Green Bay game. I love this game as well. Aaron Rodgers back home. Um, Aaron Jones is a solid play. You can definitely pair Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams. His number two technically is Lazard now. He's came out of nowhere. He's not messing. Aaron Rodgers not messing with MVS or Geronimo Allison no more. He's done with that for some reason. And I agree with him because it's not working. But if I'm choosing one dude to bring it back with, give me Darius Geis. I want to lock him in. This man finally healthy, and he has huge potential against Carolina. If Freeman could do this, but he doesn't have the talent as Geis does. But in 10 carries, 129, it's like college football numbers. 10 rushes, 129 yards, 2 TDs. Darius Geis torched the Carolina Panthers. He could do the same thing to Green Bay. This kid is very, very talented. This is all the pieces I want in this game, pretty much. Rodgers, Jones, Geis, Devontae Adams. He had that touchdown drought in the beginning of the year. He can roll off for the rest of the year and get TDs in each game. And you need to ride that wave because he deserves to be 9K upwards receiver. All right, this is the number one receiver in the league to me. And we're going on to the next game. Oh, like I said, this Houston versus Denver, very sneaky. Deshaun Watson, they coming off a huge high against beating the Patriots at home. They're home again. Hopkins in a good spot. You got to watch the news on Will Fuller. He's also in a decent situation as well. I'm not rolling with any of the tight ends, but if you want to bring it back, Drew Lock, big win against the Chargers last week. He's going against Houston defense, which is a pass funnel. And Cortland Sutton is like a junior freaking AJ Green. This is a man amongst boys. Huge receiver. And really showed his stuff against the Chargers. 474, 2 TDs. He did it last year. He had 900 yards last year, right? Almost 1,000. He's gonna have 1,000 yards this year. He's gonna have 10 TDs this year. This kid, this is the future for them. Cortland Sutton, I didn't expect it out of him, but he's just consistent, big receiver, gets into the end zone. I like him a lot. And if you're stacking this game, the last one, this the running back I think I was gonna lock in. Phillip Lindsay in a great position. 5,300. He has the potential to go totally off. He's getting the carries. He hasn't popped the one yet. He did against the Chargers. He had 27. He did against Green Bay, 29. That's Darius Geis against Green Bay. He can do that as well. There's so many options. If you find the right pieces at the right price, you can get you a monster lineup. You just have to find the right wide receivers or find the right running backs and fit it in. But I'll definitely like Phillip Lindsay, 5,300, nice and cheap. If you want to pay down for McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook. And this is pretty much the game stack. This is a perfect game stack. I might run this as well. In that Denver-Houston game. Could be a little bit of a shootout as well. Let's clear that. Let's move on to the next game. Oh, like I said, Dallas, Minnesota, Detroit. Let's go to that. Kirk Cousins in the prime position. David Blau, whatever his name is. This is more one-sided for me. Dalvin Cook, 90. Dang, he's 95. You go, Thielen's doubtful, go Diggs. Cousins to Diggs and Cook, you get all the juice in there. Marvin Jones just happened to be the game he had 3 TDs with. You can bring this back. Bring this back from earlier this season. Run this right here. And you pretty much got all the points. Kirk Cousins does like to throw to the tight end. If you want to put in Kyle Rudolph, he is a decent option for that tight end spot. But I have a certain tight end lock that I have, and a wide receiver lock that I'm having every lineup. So that I'm filling out some of my lineup at least, and I just fill in the rest. So that's all I have for that game because this is pretty much one-sided. I think Minnesota Vikings pretty much mop the Detroit Lions. We're gonna move on. I think I swiped too far. Oh, game stack, juicy game stack. You get Drew Brees at 5,900 in the Superdome. You know, almost every Superdome game goes over the total in Vegas, and you get yourself a cheap Brees. You could throw in Kamara because he's going to get receptions. Not necessarily he's going to run on this tough defense, but he's going to get receptions. Michael Thomas, cheap, 8,300. And bring that back with either Debo or Emmanuel Sanders. I'll run Emmanuel because they're both good options. You could run it back with Kittle. This is a game stack I like. Michael Thomas, 83. He was just 9,300. You're getting $1,000 savings. And coming off a bad game, this is a prime bounce back spot. Richard Sherman is questionable, so that even helps him more. Get yourself some of this game right here, this San Francisco New Orleans game. Two good defenses, but the talent on the offensive side for both is just exponential, and it's gonna breed points. It's gonna breed points. So that's all I have for that game. Love that game. There's so many. That's why I said it's like I can't set in stone a few game stacks. Cause then now we have another one. Let me go to the depth chart right here. We got the Jets, bad defense against Miami Dolphins, bad defense, and I'm leaning more on the Jets side, obviously. We go Darnold, we go Le'Veon Bell, just consistency right there. Robbie Anderson, GPP play over Crowder. This man's gonna go bananas. Devontae Parker's been red hot. And Gesicki is a sneaky option as well with Jamal Adams out. A little hampered at the safety position. Patrick Laird is getting more run. You can get really crazy with this. Sam Darnold, Le'Veon Bell, Robbie Anderson's been on a nice little streak right here. Got a touchdown against Washington. 4 for 86 a TD against Oakland. You got to take advantage of these easy matchups. Like I said, Cincinnati 7-101. He got you there with no TD and 10 targets. And now against Miami, another bad pass defense. Give me 100 yards and a TD. Robbie Anderson goes bananas this week. He's going to be my lock at wide receiver. So you see it. Let me go right back to him. You see it like that. That's my first lock of the week. Call me a homer. I don't care. I've been riding him the past 3, and he's been getting me there, especially at this cheap price. Robbie Anderson. I said the other lock is coming up soon. So that's all I have for that Miami in that Jets game. And then we're going to move on. Indianapolis against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You want to lean more towards the Indianapolis Colts side because Tampa Bay's Buccaneers pass funnel defense is glaring. No T.Y. Hilton, but that's okay. You get Zach Pascal at 5.5. And then you get Jack Doyle, another great tight end option. You can run 2 tight ends here. And then you get, it's so cheap on the Colts side. You bring it back with Godwin. And you can bring it back with Mike Evans and still have salary to spend. All right, especially if you get you a cheap defense, a whatever, Cardinals, and you got 5,600 for the last 3 spots. No problem. All right, get yourself a nice, decent full rotation here. It's another game I love. This is a beautiful week. It's hard. This is a very hard week. Very hard. Not really feeling that Jacksonville Chargers game, but if I would choose one, Jacksonville has a run funnel defense, but you have to choose between Melvin Gordon, who is super cheap at 6,400, or you have to choose Austin Eckler at 6,300. They priced them near each other on purpose, for a purpose. You got to make a decision. Or both can go off, technically. Both can go. Both can do well. But I think one of them has an extreme day, and I'll lean towards Gordon. He's kind of due. And then, is that last but not least? No, there's more. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Arizona Cardinals. This is the 32nd ranked defense in the league. This is literally the worst defense in the league. The Arizona Cardinals. Jimmy G's 2 huge games of 400 yards and like 4 touchdowns is because of this Arizona Cardinals defense. If you want it, he's not even cheap. I wish he was like 5K flat. If you want to go Duck Dodgers, Devlin Hodges or whatever, the Duck dude, and then you pair him with either Johnson or Washington, either or, you got to choose one. Say you choose Washington, and this is my lock of the week. Not Charles Clay. Hell no, not Charles Clay. Vance McDonald is the lock. I'm going to have him in every lineup. This defense is the worst against tight ends. Every single week, you play the tight end against Arizona and you cash in your checks, your lineups, everything. It just good things happen. Last week, Tyler Higbee just destroyed it. Let's just show you Tyler Higbee. He's not on the slate. This son of a bitch. All right. The man went off. Believe me, just you look it up yourself. The man went off. Every week you start a tight end against Arizona. It's kind of one-sided. Pittsburgh's defense is really, really good. If you wanted to bring it back with someone, I would choose Christian Kirk because that's all he kind of throws to. It's either Kyler Murray runs it himself or he throws it to Christian Kirk and throws a few passes to Larry Fitzgerald, and that's about it. That's the whole offense. And then they kick field goals. They never, if they're like, no, they never go for it. So that's 2 locks already. Robbie Anderson, Vance McDonald. And then this other juicy game here. KC has a horrible run defense. And that could help Tom Brady. Finally, James White had an awakening. And if they want to make if they want to make it deep in the playoffs, if they want to make it to the Super Bowl, because they're going to win at least one game, they need to use James White like they used to use him week in and week out basis. If you want, you go Tom Brady and you go Edelman because he really doesn't trust anyone else in this offense. So this is the question. Since this run defense is so bad, I look back when it was a team with 2 solid running backs that they use, one for running, one for passing, similar to what Denver uses with Freeman and Lindsey. And a few other teams do the same, like Houston with Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. It tends to be the pass-catching running back that has the bigger game. So, sorry, Sony Michel, you definitely would eat up this run defense right here. But I'm going to roll with the other option because just in case this gets into a shootout, I got safety with the receptions. 8 for 98, 2 TDs. James White is back. Don't miss out. That's another lock. I might lock him in. I got to choose. So, yes, James White, Tom Brady, Julian Edelman. Bring this back with this is the tough question. You know, Bill Belichick, he's gonna phase out Tyreek Hill. He is. That's just don't fight it. I like Sammy Watkins. You can see a little bit of Travis Kelce as well, but he's definitely gonna get. He doesn't want to deal with Tyreek Hill, but they definitely do have other options. Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman. There's tons of speed on this offense, where you can get more points like this. Since James White is an opportunity to get more rushing, I see Patrick Mahomes throwing more than Brady does because Mahomes is just one of the most talented cornerbacks I've ever seen. His arm is ridiculous, and this is how you get the most points in this game because the Patriots are going to use pretty much 2 options, and I think you get more if you go with the KC side more and then bring it back with James White and Julian Edelman. I think you get a higher ceiling throwing out Patrick Mahomes because he's just a beast. And that's all. Do I have anything for that last game? Tennessee, Oakland. AJ Brown is questionable, so look out for Corey Davis, who is cheap. If AJ Brown is out, Corey Davis becomes an option. And of course, I got to deal with it. But he's freaking priced up high. 8,200. Derrick Henry is an option against that run defense in Oakland. But like I said, there's so many freaking options. I tried. I really tried. So I'm gonna try to do an optimizer this week. Here are my locks. We're gonna, since I came to the conclusion, I love that guy. James White, Robbie, 51, and we're gonna go Vance McDonald right there. These are my locks. It leaves you 5,800. Plenty of salary to pay up for anything that you want. And that's all I have for you. Week 14. This it's not even stacks. It's just it's stacks of each game. But these picks, you can pick and choose out of any game because there's potential that you can win first place in any of them. It really is. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Messness Jets D. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Same title, Messness Jets D. We're at 88. Let's get to 90. Please, let's get to 90. Don't forget, rundfs.com. Get yourself connected with a group of guys and girls that really know what they're talking about and have coverage of every sport. Sign up for rundfs.com. Get in that Discord chat, and you get the chance to talk to me, get the chance to talk to Gundactor, and you really start to learn. Thank you guys so much. I'll have another video probably for the Monday Night Football game and Eli Manning's return, and I'm probably going to play Eagles defense. So, peace out. Guys, have a great week. Peace.